In the last few years, Shein has gone on to dominate the world of fast fashion like no other, with hundreds of new clothes being added to the site every single day at the cheapest rates you can ever imagine. It's no surprise that the $100 billion company is now Gen Z's favorite place to shop. But how did it all happen? In this video, we're taking a look at the amazing rise of Shein. Here at IWD Agency, we focus on e-commerce growth and success for our clients. For the last 15 years, we've been helping brands from small to large scale online through design, development, and marketing. If you're looking to grow your store online, hit us up at iwdagency.com. Shein came into existence all the way back in 2008 when it was marketed as an online platform for women to find wedding dresses. Chinese marketing specialist Chris Zhu was the sole founder of the company, and he slowly expanded the product range to all kinds of women's wear to target a larger market. However, what was interesting was that despite selling so many different types of clothing, Shein manufactured none of it. So, at the end of the day, Shein worked similarly to a dropshipping company where it acquired most of its items from Chinese wholesale clothing markets, cutting down on production costs, which is also how the platform was able to sell such affordable clothes. Originally called Shein Started, the company rebranded to just Shein in 2015 as it expanded to international markets with a wider product range than ever before. Shortening the name was Zhu's strategy to help people remember the brand name easily while the company was still in its growing stages. At the same time, Shein managed to leverage the power of social media like no other. The company used platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to market itself to the Gen Z audience and ended up becoming the world's most popular shopping app. With more than 27 million followers on Facebook and around 25 million on Instagram, the world's most famous influencers are uploading one Shein haul after the other, motivating other people to share their Shein fits, with most of these videos going viral on social media. The platform that really helped Shein take off was TikTok back in 2020. After the company started a trend where people bought clothes in bulk from them and tried them on for the audience, more and more people started finding out about Shein and their dirt cheap prices. By May of 2021, Shein had managed to become one of the most talked about brands in the world solely because of the power of social media. When one person jumped on the TikTok trend, it drove hundreds of others to the Shein app, kicking off a chain reaction. Shein's low prices and Instagrammable clothes were incredibly successful among young teenage audiences who didn't have a lot of money to spend. Speaking of algorithms, the Shein experience doesn't just stop at the clothes. In fact, if you were to go on the Shein website for the first time, you would be greeted with a discount code, giving you a reason to buy something. Rewards are one of the strategies that Shein uses to retain its customers. The more you spend on the app, the more discounts and coupon codes you get. At the same time, Shein uses its algorithm to figure out exactly the kind of clothes its users would be interested in and recommends them on the front page, driving more sales. Also at the same time, the app always has small tasks for its users like watching live streams, participating in contests, and spending a certain amount of money to win points that you can redeem later on. These kinds of incentives only add to the shopping experience. Now, while in the beginning, Shein kept its prices affordable by sourcing its clothes from the wholesale clothing market in Guangzhou, the company eventually had to develop its own supply chain system when it fully registered itself as a fashion retailer. And while Shein doesn't technically design and manufacture its own products, the company has signed deals with a number of manufacturers to design and manufacture clothes that align with the brand's identity. Rumor has it that just 3 days after a trend starts popping up, the manufacturers Shein works with manage to develop a whole line around it and put it into production, allowing Shein to start selling the items on the website and app. Through brand deals, discount codes, and promotional schemes like the Shein Campus Ambassador program, the brand has managed to find a cult following for itself, mostly consisting of a Gen Z audience that wants to be experimental with their looks all the time. This way, Shein has turned the entire concept of fast fashion around. Producing around 6,000 SKUs every single day, Shein's business model is driven by innovation. The company comes up with new lines at the speed of light, but how they sustain it is by limiting their pieces per line, driving up the demand for Shein clothing. It's a win-win situation in every case. Driven by data, the company then keeps all the items that are performing well, ordering more SKUs to meet the demand, while discontinuing items that haven't been selling so well. This is what has helped Shein outshine other similar platforms like Fashion Nova, which only release about 1,000 new styles every week, while Shein manages to do that every single day. Other fast fashion brands like ZARA and H&M usually debate internally between products and then launch them, but Shein opens it up to their customers and uses data analytics to see which items are fan favorites. This helps Shein outperform traditional fast fashion brands since the company can keep up with the latest trends based on their audience's preferences, limiting wasteful production of items that just aren't going to sell. So why can't other companies just adopt Shein's production method? Well, the thing is that these brands weren't established under the same kind of algorithm, and changing their operations would mean undoing years and years of planning and supply chain functions. And let's just say that all of this is easier said than done, giving Shein a competitive advantage that the company has always leveraged. To draw a comparison, a dress at Shein would cost you half of what it would cost you at a store like ZARA or H&M. And that's exactly why the young audience is flocking to the app for their fashion needs. In fact, in September 2020, the Shein app saw an increase of about 10.3 million downloads from all over the world, while H&M stood at 2.5 million, and ZARA only managed to attract around 2 million downloads, making Shein the world's most downloaded clothing and fashion app in 2020. Shein's numbers went up massively in the COVID-19 lockdowns when everyone in the world had to turn to online shopping. At a time like this, Shein's wide range of clothing options gave people something to do and content creators something to talk about, boosting the platform's popularity, sales, and of course, profits. In fact, while e-commerce was on the rise when the pandemic hit, traditional stores, including H&M and ZARA, had to close down operations and downsize their retail stores because of their losses. And while these companies did try to make the shift to e-commerce, Shein had already been ruling the domain by then. And while people thought that Shein couldn't possibly take over the e-commerce landscape in America, with Amazon being such a key player, the company proved everyone wrong in no time. Just like it's found success all over the world, Shein's ultra-trendy and ultra-fast fashion has also found a massive consumer base in the USA, dethroning Amazon in terms of downloads in 2022 with over 22.4 million global downloads versus the 22 million that Amazon is standing at. And considering the fact that Shein is a clothing company and Amazon is a one-stop shop for all things e-commerce, this is a pretty huge feat. Today, the USA is Shein's biggest market, making up around 40% of the company's total sales. Considering all of this, it's safe to say that Shein is a success story all over the world with customers in over 150 countries. In the UK alone, Shein sells around 30,000 items every single day, so you can only imagine what the profits look like. At the same time, because Shein sells directly from the producer to the customer, the company is able to avoid any import duties, and even if there are any, the price is pretty negligible, giving people all the more reason to buy from them. With all of this said, what does the future look like for Shein? Well, if the company continues to grow the way it has, it's easy to assume that the world of fast fashion will have Shein written all over it. With the platform now collaborating with artists like Katy Perry, Nick Jonas, and Lil Nas, along with influencers like Addison Rae for capsule collections, Shein has disrupted the fashion industry with a non-traditional approach that seems to be working way better than anyone could have ever imagined. From clothing to shoes, accessories, and now even makeup, Shein has the answer to every fashion-related problem in the world, at prices that are just too good to be true. But will the company be able to sustain its growth while still staying true to its promise of affordability in the future? Only time will tell. And that's a wrap for the rise of Shein beating H&M, ZARA, and now Amazon. What do you think of Shein's rapid growth? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for videos about e-commerce growth stories and strategies. Also, make sure to check us out at iwdagency.com if you're looking to catapult your own e-commerce growth. We'll see you next time.